Just waiting to see if anyone's going to come and join. Somebody. Yes, I do. Right, come on, get down there. Get on there. Hello, guys. Oh no, what? Okay then, so answering Lizzie's question. Hey Sarah. Answering Lizzie's question about why I ended up getting wolf dogs. So, people who know me know that I come from a protection background. So, I was working with German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, Caucasian Charkers, and Caucasian Shepherds. So I really wanted to get a German Shepherd or a Mallee, but the place where I was working, it wasn't great, and at the time I was also not in a very good relationship where you could end up having a protection dog, because it just would not have gone down well. So then when I left the kennels and I went fully self-employed, I wanted to get a dog that people wouldn't be afraid of. So I was looking at Tamaskans and I was looking at wolf dogs, and I met Grace and Leon at this point as well. Oh, we have something in common. Cool. So we was looking at Tamaskans, I was looking at wolf dogs. I had Akitas and Malamutes growing up, and Huskies, and these were dogs that like nobody wanted. They was like aggressive and couldn't be around other dogs. People didn't really understand them. I didn't really want to go back down that road again. So I was looking at wolf dogs because of the temperament. So wolf dogs, for me, as a trainer, are a lot better to handle because they don't go running up to other dogs. They're a little bit more reserved. They don't go running up to people. Whereas with other breeds, i.e. Diesel, they are super duper friendly. So where I was working with reactive dogs, which is what I specialise in, you don't want a dog that's going to be like overtly friendly with reactive dogs, because then that's going to set the reactive dog up to fail. It's also going to upset the owner as well. So Diesel's really good, and he's the exception to the rule. And I went for Diesel because at the time I was thinking about what people wouldn't be afraid of. And at the time, so this is like 6 years ago, people were afraid of wolf dogs, they was afraid of German Shepherds, and they was also extremely scared of Mallees. And most people in the industry know that people who have Mallees do primarily use them for protection, and there are some exceptions to the rules, but the general public is scared of Malinois. That's just a baseline for it. So I didn't want to go self-employed, and the first thing I went and did was get a dog that people would be afraid of. So I started looking at Springers and Labradors because that's what people like. And then I found Diesel, and he was supposed to be a Springer dog, but it turned out after I brought him, he's actually a full-on mongrel. So he's Springer, Labrador, and Cocker Spaniel, which people really like. But I still hadn't given up on getting a wolf dog. So when I ended the relationship with this person who wasn't very nice, things started to change then. So I did start thinking about having a wolf dog again, because, well, I wasn't in a position where it wouldn't be safe to have a wolf dog. Not because wolf dogs are aggressive, but because I didn't want to put a dog that we know to be nervous because of the wolf content in a situation where they're going to be afraid, because like me and Diesel went through a lot anyway. So after that, I was just like kind of waiting for the right time, because I was extremely busy with work, which no, I always am. But then when I started to get really poorly, and then the fibromyalgia and the arthritis got worse and I ended up in hospital, then that's when I decided that time was right to then start slowing down and then think about getting a wolf dog. So I already knew Grace and Leon, because I microchipped their dogs when they had the first ones. So I reached out to Grace and Leon because I've known Grace and Leon for years, since before I had Diesel. and because I trust them. So I've seen the dogs that they sell, how many times that they bred, and I've also seen the people who've had the dogs and their experiences with the dogs, and no one had anything bad to say about them. There was no aggression, no reactivity or anything like that was documented. So that's why I ended up with the wolf dog. And I did so much research. I think Grayson Leon must have been absolutely sick of me when I went round. So Coda was 2 days old when I first met her. And I chose Coda because she was a darker one, because I've got a thing for dark animals. And I literally asked so many questions. So I'd already done loads of research, because you can't trust Google and you can't trust what breed pages say, because some people lie. Then that's why I was asking specifically about their breed. So these guys are British wolf dogs, but from a Czech wolf dog descendant. So their content, to answer Ellen's question, is around 30% that one of the wolf dogs was embarked. So that's still classed as low content. Misha, one of the Damascus wolf dogs who comes to my classes, she's been embarked at 10%. She got 10% grey wolf, whereas my guys have got 30% grey wolf, and then 4% unknown, which we think is a Carpathian wolf, which comes down to the British wolf dog side. And then these guys was crossed with an Alaskan Malamute, and then Django's line was crossed with a Northern Inuit. So Coda and Zombie are very much more bullshy, like the Malamute, whereas Django's more loving and a lot more sound like the Northern Inuit. And he's also very nervous as well, like Northern Inuits can be as well, whereas Coda and Zombie are a bit more outgoing. But then people who know me know that we got Zombie quite late on because nobody wanted him, because he got double dew claws, and then Zombie's been really hard to socialise, very nervous of puppies when he was a puppy, well, a tiny puppy anyway. Nervous of people, and then Zombie's go-to will be, if you're scared, I'm just going to stand there and wet myself. So Cody was the most bullshit one. Django was a bit nervous, but then Zombie was like insanely nervous, and he's slowly coming out of it. Coda was also a nightmare when she was a puppy. She was awful, biting, scratching, not cuddly at all. Tried to leave her once on her own to start teaching her about being on her own. Screamed the place down. She was awful. Destroyed everything. You'd ask her to sit and she'd run off. You'd ask her to do her down, and she just like, no, not doing that. She tortured dogs at classes. When she came to classes, she'd be pulling on her ears, pulling on her mouth. Like, Coda was such a handful as a puppy, so even though I saw her every 2 weeks after first meeting her, I'm thinking, oh yeah, great, we've got this really good bond going. She just moved in and absolutely wrecked my life. So really, Coda should have been enough to put me off at having a wolf dog again. And then Django came along. I think if Django had been my first wolf dog, then I would have just fell in love with the breed. But no, Coda was first. But saying that, Coda now is stupidly loving, and we have been through a lot together. And she got me through the PPG competition, which we won. And she's taught me a lot. And instead of dogs, like normally we think we teach dogs, whereas with the wolf dogs, they teach us. And like with Misha as well, you can see a difference. So she's got a lot less wolf content in her. And she's still quite wolfy in her behaviour, but my guys are very wolfy in the behaviour. So when we got Coda, I don't think I realised just how much like a wolf she was going to be. So she was very, very independent. She didn't want to be cuddled, and she problem solves on her own. In fact, they all do. So Ruby really struggled at trick tents, because she'd be teaching the dogs how to do things, and the dogs go step by step and like, yep, what are you telling me? So I'll follow what the human says. Whereas Coda's like, nah, I've got this, and she was just literally bowling through every trick. Poor Ruby was getting so overwhelmed, bless her. And then Django and Zombie was the same. So wolves will copy your behaviour, rather than waiting and seeing what you're asking them for. So I think with Coda, it was hard for her to learn to do that. Then when I got Django and Zombie, I learnt better to wait for them. So like recently I've been doing more choice videos. So if I let them make choices for themselves, then they find it easier and I can work with that. Whereas if you say to the wolf dogs, like you want them to do a series of obedience, A, they get frustrated, B, they don't enjoy it, and they can find it aversive as well. So having a wolf dog is entirely different to having a dog. So Diesel is really easy because he's just a dog. So it's like, tell me what to do and I'll do it and I'll wait for the next cue. Whereas wolf dogs, they just want to bomb round on their own. You've given them a little bit of instruction and then they're like, hey, I've got this, I don't need you anymore. And she's like this at fun agility as well. So Diesel will stay by my side at agility. Coda's like, nope, screw off. And she will literally try and run around the agility by herself. Zombie and Django haven't really done any fun and agility yet. But they do excel at tricks. So yeah, they're really, really good at tricks. But wolf dogs aren't for everybody, and especially with content, because everyone's focused on, oh, what content. And I've got a lot of American friends, and if you keep going on about content in America, you actually put your dogs in a lot of danger. Because wolf dogs are illegal in most states, and because so many wolf dogs in America have such a high content. So personally, for me, out of respect for my American friends, I don't like to keep banging on about content. And also people get frightened by it as well, because it's like, oh, you've got a wolf. And instead of seeing that you've got a wolf dog, all they focus on is the wolf side of things. And also, people like how they look aesthetically, but people don't like the work that comes with them. So a lot of wolf dogs end up in rescue, because people don't understand them, they don't understand their needs, they don't understand the separation anxiety, and they also don't understand that wolf dogs aren't like dogs in the same ways, like sleep patterns as well. So these guys will have power naps, and then they'll be going all through the day and then all through the evening as well. So about midnight they come to life, start play fighting with each other, whereas dogs will be asleep. But it's alright, I just had a message come through, it's put me off. But yeah, people can't normally cope with wolf dogs, so in our wolf dog group as well, then people ask questions, and then Grace and Leona like tagged me as well, because people just don't understand that wolf dogs are not dogs, and I didn't to begin with. And it also really got me down with Coda, because people have got border collies, they've got the Malleys, they've got these breeds which for me are highly intelligent, and with your training it all just falls into place, whereas with a wolf dog it doesn't. So you have to work with the wolf dog and wait for them to teach you, rather than just saying, okay, so we're doing this and we're going to do this in a series of things. And yeah, I don't think I'd actually get another breed now, like, no offence Diesel, but because wolf dogs are so different, and they've made me rethink myself, how I teach, and basically the personalities, I don't think I go for another breed again. But I also don't think I steer away from Grace and Leona's breeders either, because these guys are just sound, they're just really solid dogs. And with Grace and Leona, you know exactly what you're getting. You meet the parents, the grandparents, you see how the puppies live, and like I said, you keep going up there to keep meeting the puppies as well, which some breeders don't really like you doing. Diesel's breeder wasn't massively keen on me going to keep seeing him every 2 weeks the same way, and I also picked Diesel at 2 days old as well. But yeah, so wolf dogs are absolutely brilliant dogs, but they're just not for everybody. And Coda's 2 now, and she's still quite immature. Whereas by the time Diesel was 2, he just got everything, walking off the lead most places, highly trained, and everybody wanted Diesel. Whereas with Coda, she's still very much a puppy. And yeah, that's it. So that's why I ended up with wolf dogs. Like I say, they're not for everybody, but for me, they give me what I wanted, and I enjoy having them. And I think my lifestyle suits them as well. So I don't tend to sit down and watch telly and need a dog that's just going to chill out like Diesel does. But with the wolf dogs, it helps me to keep going because they're so energetic. But then it depends what everybody wants from a dog. So yeah, I hope that answered your questions, Liz. All right.